She takes you deeper. She takes you into the living room. And while this is not so much a combat, just as a visualization aid, I'm going to clear the combat tracker. Oh, set heavy armor. That's an interesting feature. What are these? Are these new non-lethal? All sorts of like pop up on this little pop-up dial. Set heavy weapon. This is for the slingshot. Delete pending attacks. I need to get a little deeper into some of this API. I'm simply trying to delete everybody from the combat tracker. Delete combatants. Confirm. I don't really need to delete the 3 of you. In fact, what I can do is to the combat tracker, I can add NPCs such as the lovely Lisa Gray, the sullen Marissa Gray. Oh, there's a mosquito on my screen here.
Oh no.
Now there is not. And the stalwart Matthew Gray. Move a little to the side. Unhide Lisa. You all go a little bit deeper. It looks like when I opened this map, I probably scaled it. Let's see. Yes, it does seem like the tokens are indeed scaled to 5-foot squares or 6-foot squares in Savage Worlds. And Lisa. Okay, those of you who have the map up, can you see the 3 of you and Lisa in the living room?
I do.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Walking in and probably seated on the couch and the seat, and Lisa brings in over one of the stools, and she is poised her somewhat tall, lithe figure onto one of these counter stools, facing you. And of course, she looks a mess, absolutely a mess, and she's essentially talking to you in hushed tones. And
Poor thing.
I'd like each of you to make a notice roll, please.
Yeah.
Sure.
All of you get success. So what will happen is her daughter, Marissa, will come in, and she is hugging on her mother's leg and doing that little girl, mommy, mommy.
Oh.
Who are these people, mommy? And she's
Okay.
and she's looking strangely at you. And I made her visible. I'm hoping that you can
I see.
see
I see her.
I see her.
Yeah.
Good deal. My Savage Worlds is my Fantasy Grounds is very sluggish to respond right now. I wonder if my
I see
CPU is
her.
taxed by anything. But I would like to bring up her picture, and I will share it with you. And I will share her picture. And that's a picture of the little girl. And indeed, she does look very frail, underfed, pale, dark circles under her eyes. And she's looking at you all somewhat balefully.
Aw, poor baby. Hi.
She's looking at you, and it's almost like she's looking through you.
Oh,
She says, "Do you know Amy?"
well, no. Uh,
We'd
what
like to.
what do you know about her?
She buries her face in like the fabric of her mother's sweatpants. The reason I wanted you to roll a notice roll is there is a while the mother is reaching down and comforting her daughter, there's some books stacked on a uh, coffee table, and one of them is a book about the Holocaust, the World War II death camps, the concentration camps, the victims, and
Ooh.
the sort of the rich tapestry that their lives would have woven had they survived the ordeals, the torture, the starvation, the experimentation, um, and whatnot. But as you look down at this book, it flips open to a page
Ooh.
What does
where
it say on the page?
Oh.
the entire page it flips to is text down one side and a picture, a full size picture on the other page. And here is the picture that you see.
Oh dear. The poltergeist.
You see a picture of a young girl, probably Marissa's age, but with shorn hair. Looks like it was shaved and has grown back, possibly to just rubble. And she is wearing a dirty gray dress with a star embroidered upon the chest of the outfit. And
Oh.
you're looking down, and to the left you see um, the story of Amy, and it's spelled Aimee. The story of Amy Resnick, and you see a couple of the sentences: a budding musician, a devout study of the violin, um, and as you're reading the details of the page, which tells of her young life, um, the picture of her face is looking at you, and she says,
Oh boy.
and then the book slams shut soundlessly.
Oh dear. Yep.
Mommy, mommy, I don't feel
There's
very good, mommy. Can
there are ghosty
can I
things
have?
going on.
Uh, and she's like, well, what would you like? Would you like some pizza bagels or some chicken nuggies?
Oh.
Uh,
Oh.
And she's
Dino nuggies.
and she's like, I'm I'm not hungry. I tried to eat what you made before and I threw it up. I couldn't eat it. I'm sorry, mommy. Um,
Oh.
and then she's kind of like talking, and then she looks at you guys again, and she's like, "Are these the people that want to take us away from you?"
no,
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 no.
no, 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 no.
We're going to help
We're too
your
young for kids.
We're
Yes.
too young for kids. But we're going to try and help your mom. I'm Ava, that's Sophia, and this is Shep. We're all here to try and fix this problem. We're gonna do our best. Let's see. What else is there that we should know about? Since did they also notice this book just open in front of us? Or was that just something that we saw?
They were both occupied. You're not certain if it really happened or not, but certainly the book is solid. It takes up space. It has mass. It has volume. you run your hands across the jacket, right, the cover of it, and it feels, like shiny, slick paper, and I mean,
Glossy.
it appears to all of your senses to actually be a book among probably a legal journal, probably one or two children's storybooks,
Huh.
a magazine, and that same paper, that same newspaper that you saw earlier. And just at about that time, um, a little boy comes running out.
Oh. Oh.
This little boy seems to be dressed up like the Thing, a superhero. I think he's one of the Fantastic Four, maybe.
Yeah,
The
he
guy that
is.
looks like he's like
Yes.
made of earth and stone, and he's got these
Yeah.
big club-like gloves and this mask that he's wearing. He comes tearing through the house. I'm the Thing. I'm the Thing. And he comes
Oh
tearing
man.
through. I must find a way to fix and to put me back the way I was before. I must find the antidote. And he looks at you three, and this boy he's just cute. He's got like the blonde hair and big blue
So
eyes, and
adorable.
he's got like that brush cut, that hair that's cut so short that it sticks straight up. And I will indeed just share a quick picture. And this boy looks like, if you were to quantify him, you would as a 100% absolutely normal, rambunctious, healthy, um, pretty well balanced kid that loves life and loves to have fun, um, has a great imagination, but also a fair amount of young intellect behind those pale blue eyes, which is remarkable because Lisa Gray and her daughter Marissa both have like these stunning green eyes.
Oh.
Looks like Matthew might favor his dad, Bill.
Oh. The I mean, Ava will appreciate his enthusiasm for awesome comics.
Yes.
I don't get it, but you go, kid.
Man, she's all for it, and she will immediately be like, "Hey, it's the Thing!" Look at him. How cute is that?
He goes over and he like looked under your chair and he's like, I'm looking for the antidote. I think Wolverine has it and he's hiding it from me because he's worried that I'm going to be more popular than him. And then
That's
tell him,
Canadians
kid.
for you.
and then he looks at you, Abe. He looks at you very solemnly and he says, Wolverine is vastly overrated. And then he goes and he starts
Yes.
scrambling under the chair, just looking for this antidote. And she's like, Matthew, this is my son Matthew. Matthew, are you hungry? Always, he says. What would you like? Ice cream. No. Okay,
Ice
maybe
cream.
maybe after I fix you all something to eat for lunch. And it looks like she's regained a little bit more of her composure. Her eyes are no longer tear filled, and a little bit of the puffiness um, went away. And she she says, I hate to cut this short, young people, but do you think you guys could come back tomorrow night, maybe after your classes? I'll order you some Pizza Barn or Burger City burgers if you'd rather have burgers, and anything else that you'd want, and maybe you could try to find my antidote. Yes, Matthew. Maybe you can find the antidote to what this house is suffering from. I think we should bring Squirrel Girl, he says.
Oh, this kid's gonna be my new best friend.
Well, Ava, aren't you about his size?
Really? Yeah, he's a boy, but there's really
Probably.
his
I
youthful
will let this
enthusiasm.
kid know I have so many Squirrel Girl comics. I will bring you some.
Is that a
He does.
Tamagotchi? It is a Tamagotchi. Mom, she's got a Tamagotchi. A
I
Tommy, a
do.
Tommy what? I had one, but I dropped it and it broke and it never worked again.
Ooh, that's tough luck, buddy. That's
Your,
why I keep mine attached to me at all times.
yours is nice. I like it.
Thanks.
And then he goes like running. It looks like he runs into a shared bathroom and then into a bedroom.
Oh man, how funny. Little
If he
kid,
wasn't such a Marvel kid, I would have thought he was Flash.
right? That's so funny.
She's like
How
that's my
cute.
Matthew. How much like his father he is becoming.
That's
Um,
cute.
I will take a roll from each of you, and I
Sure.
want to say
What kind of roll?
I want to say uh, smarts or notice, whichever one of your scores is better.
Mine is never notice.
That's right. With that ADHD, it's really hard to focus.
Oh boy, I was too distracted with this child
Yeah,
connecting with him at such a level.
you're already going through your head that there are probably 2 or 3 Squirrel Girl comics that you have duplicates of,
Hmm.
and you're thinking, boy, what a great way to maybe break through to this kid who seems, pretty jocular and unaffected by stuff. That might be your way in. So you're thinking about this. Shep, you and Sophia recognize this girl is looking at you um, passively. Sophia with a raise, it looks like she's looking right through you as if she doesn't quite believe that you're here. Okay, Marissa, why don't you go wash your hands and your face and come out, and maybe I'll make you little sandwiches with the crust cut off for lunch because you've got to eat something. Maybe even if it's just like bread and jelly or something. We have to get something into your stomach. Okay, Mom. And she
Hmm.
sullenly withdraws from her mother and also goes into the bathroom. And you hear water turn on. And Lisa somewhat beckons you to follow, where she stands to the side and motions with her hands towards the front door.
Okay.
Oh, do you mind if I take a few pictures first? Sometimes you can see ghosts on camera.
Ooh.
I just want to make sure.
Sure, absolutely.
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna take pictures around the living room, focusing on where her daughter was staring.
All right, Sophia. Not that you'll really need this, but I'll drop another Benny into your tray as well, because you do know that Glenn Mack did promise you, or offer you, or mention that he has video and recording equipment, both for video and for audio, and EMI, magnetic interference detectors, and some sort of pulse reader, which may
Mhm.
detect like changes in like a barometric drop.
I
All of
remember we had one of those
okay,
when we set
Yeah.
up on a trailer
yep,
Yeah.
during
yep.
another
Hmm.
encounter like this.
The combination of all of these items would arm you well for ghost hunting, for detection or recording, or perhaps recording audio and then playing it back and trying to decipher um, what it might what it might mean.
Okay. Well,
She's like, if you could come by tomorrow around 7. Right now, I have some calls to make. Um, from a legal standpoint, I need to really make sure I understand what my rights are as the county is filing. Um, Golden County is
mhm.
probably filing charges to attempt to take my children and put them in foster care. And she says that very low.
Oh no.
Um,
Ah.
so you pass by Shep. It looks like there's a closet at the end of the hallway, and probably that door on the left maybe goes in one of the children's bedrooms. And
Oh,
there's
okay. I thought that might have been the way out.
no, no. The front
Next to
door,
me.
the
It
front
looks
door
like
is
a hallway.
yeah. The front door is down through the hallway past the dining room, and as you peek into uh, this area, this is
Thank you,
Lisa.
man.
This is Lisa Gray's office, and she says,
Mm.
while you're here, I do have full connectivity to the internet. Um, Boy, you just take a quick peek in there, and there are bookcases on every wall, and lots of looks like legal journals and legal books and not books full of legal decisions, terminology, tort law, um, a pretty nice you know attorney that has an office but also does some work out of the house maybe. So you do see that as you go by. And she says, "So, what do you all like to drink?" She basically
I
takes you.
like
Mm,
coffee.
Okay, coffee, tea, herbal tea.
tea is good.
Okay, I'll have some Coke. And she says, "What kind of Coke do you like?"
Dr. Pepper, please.
Because in Texas, Coke means every kind of soda.
Everything.
So when you say you want a Coke, you got to say what kind, and then you say Dr. Pepper, Sprite, Diet Coke. Okay, and pizza or burgers.
Can we do burgers? Guys, please, can we do burgers?
I would love a burger.
Okay, and
You are so kind. Thank
she
I've
you.
only been to Pizza Barn in the last couple of months.
Yeah, pizza pizza is kind of a normal thing we tend to eat as college students, so a burger is a luxury. It's quite lovely.
Mommy, is lunch ready yet? Matthew, not yet. I haven't even started. Just let me wish these young people a good afternoon. It's exciting. We're going to have a sleepover tomorrow night. They're going to come over and spend the night. Isn't that going to be fun? Yeah. Can we make like like blanket tents and stuff? Sure, sure. Anything you like, she says. You probably see Marissa sort of popping out of the bathroom halfway. You see sort of half of her face as she peers shyly around the door jamb.
Ship waves at her.
Mhm. She looks at
Doesn't
you
look so
stoically. No, she doesn't look at you. She looks through you. And
Oh
This
boy.
doesn't surprise Ship whatsoever.
She's
Lisa,
seen some stuff.
Lisa opens
She's
the
seen some
door
stuff.
and says, um, "As I've said, you appear to be, however I part and parcel this up, you seem to be my last best hope. So think about maybe something that I can do for you folks in exchange for your time."
Sure. Thank you for your time. Hopefully, we can help you fix this problem. I'm pretty confident that we can do something about this. Um, Thank you. Enjoy your lunch.
hmm Um,
Yes.
One more question for her before we left.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Does she know the names of the neighbor in the empty home across the street?
Yeah, it's the Smithstons. They were nice people. They were
Okay.
they were a childless couple. Um, she tried many times but was unable to conceive, and they just retired and moved overseas.
Mm.
I think they're, yeah, somewhere on the Iberian Peninsula. Um,
Oh
they
yeah.
she told me, but I forgot. Somewhere on the border between Portugal and Spain, I think. Uh, Algave,
That's
Algave. Um, the pictures were beautiful, sunny coasts.
What about your other neighbors?
Uh, yeah, the Johnsons are nice. Mr. Mans, she gets a little bit pale. Um, come to think, come to learn,
Mr.
all,
Mans.
yeah, all is not as it
Well,
seems with him. We can go over that tomorrow night. But
mm.
she goes into her office, and she opens up what appears to be a Bible and pulls out a sheet of paper. And she will come out and she will hand you a folded sheet of paper. And it essentially has that article. She's like, here, this will tell you pretty much what you need to know about Mr. Mans.
That's why I
I
was
love
asking.
that.
He's supposed to be dead.
Um,
He's what? We
I
did just read about this in the paper.
This morning, yes.
Terrible business. I didn't really know him, but he was always just a very kind, friendly man. He always had a friendly wave and a smile, and he always decorated his house for all the holidays. And the kids loved at Halloween. They'd go to his house 4 or 5 times, and he always gave out the most candy and the best candy. And he always pretended that he had not seen them that night. So they kept going back 3, 4, 5 times, and he just thought it was like the funniest thing. He was just an, I don't know, a kind, generous, nice old man. And then come to find out this is horrible. You just never know about people, I guess.
People hide a lot of secrets sometimes.
Yeah,
You never know.
the
Oh
police.
Lord, the name was right there on the map, and I missed it.
Yes, it was. That's why I
Ah,
went back to the thing and I was like, did they give us an address? They didn't give us an
no, and
address.
when you mentioned old man, I thought the man we just met. Wait, did he come back from the dead? I missed the detail there.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, the that house is locked up tight with police banners up front. They've collected. Oh, I lost count of all the boxes that they hauled out
I
of
realized
that
it was real was bad.
building, out of his house. I mean, boxes and everything wrapped with red tape. And I understand they found like a secret room in there with like all this Nazi stuff, like, I don't know, banners and flags and records and pictures and photographs and like memorabilia and patches and like weapons and stuff. She's like, it freaked me out, but you just never know. I just know him as kind
Mm,
old Mr. Mans.
well,
Mommy, I'm getting hungry here. Can't you see I'm wasting away to nothing?
oh my gosh.
Let's
She shakes her head.
We'll,
let's
we'll
leave you
leave you
to
to
it.
She's like, if
we
you
need
ever,
food
it's
and
like,
we need to go prepare for our sleepover tomorrow.
She's like, if you ever have kids, be careful what you say to them because they hear everything and then they throw it back at you.
I will keep that in mind.
Look, mommy, I can count my ribs here. Oh, she sighs. I will see. I will see you tomorrow night. Thank you for coming by. Thank you. I cannot properly address you with all the gratification and appreciation that I feel.
Y- Not a problem. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
See you then, Miss Gray.
Very well.
Bye, Miss Gray. Bye.
Bye.
And you're outside.
Should we go check the man's house?
Yes, we
I feel like
should.
this is definitely related.
Me too. Nazis, the Holocaust book. This is a scary time. Um, But should we do that now, or should we do it later? I don't know if we are well prepared. What if there's what if there's Nazi ghosts?
You know,
Well, after the little child talked to us from the Holocaust book, I'm thinking that's probably a safe bet.
But are we prepared to handle them?
got my
Well,
Well,
we have a stun gun and a
Mhm.
stun gun wielder. Maybe that'll be good.
I suppose. Well, if we can't, she's
Well, that
seeing
hurt a
something
ghost.
we can't see. I wonder if the spell we picked up would allow us to see the things that she is seeing.
Thought that was basically
Um,
dark vision.
yeah,
I
that
don't.
seemed to be more dark vision related as
Hmm.
far as it read.
Hmm. Well, is the man's house dark?
I mean,
Okay,
it could probably help us tomorrow night.
as you
That's
walk
true.
out, Ava, you're the first one out the
Yes.
front door. I would like a notice roll from you, please.
Sure.
Ava, you see a dark gray sedan um, leaving the cul-de-sac as you sort of clear that front door area,
Mm.
and it looked like it's got dark windows, like those shaded windows. It looks to you as if it is a diplomatic envoy, that type of vehicle. It looks very official, and although
Ooh,
you can't see the license tag, it does seem to be special. It is not a Texas plate. It the lettering you can't really make out, but just the font and the lettering and the numerical aspect of the license plate doesn't seem like a normal, Department of Motor Vehicles tag.
Ah. Huh. And it just went around. It didn't stop.
As you were opening the door, it looks like it just went around the cul-de-sac and left
Ooh.
at a pace that was neither too fast nor too slow. It could have been somebody that did a drive-by to look at the house that was for sale. Perhaps a
Hmm.
diplomat or something like that, looking for a nice investment. I don't know.
We shall see. When the others come outside, I'll let them know that I just saw a car, and it didn't look like a normal car.
what
Seemed
was
like it was some kind of seemed kind of important, but I couldn't see the things on the license plate at all. Look looked important, but not like a cop car. It was weird. Tinted windows. Those are always suspicious.
Are you
are we
just
feeding
saying
him
that
water?
because Mir has tinted windows?
And it looks
Well, I
like
think a
Mr.
mirror has tinted windows for a different reason.
Yeah, and it looks like Mr. Jansen, the businessman with the Mercedes, the old model Mercedes, probably by now has pulled it into the garage and shut the garage door um,
Mm.
because the car's not in the driveway.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
the folks are back outside doing a little weeding and shoveling a little bit of mulch at just at a slow pace.
The man who was not Mr. Man. Yes.
no,
Right, the old couple.
Mr. Man's dead.
Her name is Edna
Thank goodness.
Johnson. His name is probably
No.
Hank, maybe.
I like it. All right, so we are good. She represents college students. I wonder if she could help poor Erica with all of her tickets.
I thought that was dealt with already. Did she get more while we were away?
I would not
Yeah,
put it over
Eric
her.
may have her own retainer.
Erica has a bad
Have we
habit.
asked Eric?
Erica gets parking tickets and she like throws them on the ground, or she crumbles them up and throws them in the bed of her truck, or she puts them under the windshield wipers of the car behind her.
No respect for traffic authority.
And
Rodeo queen privilege.
But she does have the attractive edge, so she has a good chance of talking her way out of most things. But she's had to do
Except for that one time.
well, that's what volunteer work at the hospital is for.
Well, I mean, at least we can have a lawyer friend to help with her things, because I know that not everything that she does is wild and wacky. She does it for a good cause.
Plus, baby, she could help us if certain things catch up to us.
Yeah, that too. But I don't think we're not going to get into trouble, are we? No, I can't afford to get in trouble.
I'm
My
just
grades.
thinking,
You're not going to get in trouble. We're going to be
Miss
fine.
Electroshock Girl,
Stop calling me that.
might get cut.
Just because you were sort of in the line of fire one time. Just the one time I saved
Just
your life.
one time.
I saved you.
I
You're
trust
welcome.
Sophia with
Hey,
that
I'm just
stun
looking out
gun.
for you because we may need a lawyer. They took pictures of you.
Better than you, Erica.
Well, one thing I neglected to mention that on your way out, Lisa Gray, when she was talking about the man's house and the removal of the belongings from that house, she did say, and that nice detective Martin was always stopping by there, cautioned me to please contact him if anyone appeared to be breaking into the house or there are lights on at odd times. He said because there was an ongoing investigation just due to the sensitive nature of the stuff that they removed from the house. A lot of it, he said, was being sealed up and sent to Bonn, Germany, to a Holocaust museum or record keeping, and that there was also a fair amount of Israeli artwork that had been stolen and misappropriated that they also removed from that house. So it's very sensitive and ongoing, and it's a. He said it was kind of a political mess.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
it would really suck if we got caught in that house.
Then, I don't want to fail because of investigative political messes.
But we have to save the ghost kid and save the living kids.
I want to do that too.
The man's house is a very neat, attractive 2-story house with an attached garage. It's very neat.
Well, I mean, it doesn't look like it's a mess or anything. I mean, we could take a look. We don't have to touch anything. Take pictures,
It does have the yellow police line, do not cross, angularly strung across the front door.
Ay, Dios mío.
And it looks like there is I moved your figures. I did not do this to scale, but just as a representative of where you are. I have you sort of in the cul-de-sac, not far from your Vespa and motorcycle. I have you sort of like looking at the house and just seeing, it looks like there is a piece of paper, like 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper that has been taped up to the door as well.
What does it say?
You're too far away.
Oh, I want to look at it.
I'm gonna go see.
Okay. Shep, how about a spirit roll?
Oh, wrong side.
So
Okay.
this is not to scale, I remind you. So
Yeah.
you are not like in the land of the Lilliputians.
You said a spirit row?
Please.
Okay. I'm going to be that.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to be in here one more time.
Third time's a charm, right?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
There it is.
It was about the time that you left. About the time that you left Lisa Gray's house, you started feeling
Eva.
poorly again. You think you possibly rolled a 1 on a d6 to determine how many hours of relief you would get. So,
Oh no.
but you can do that again if you wish, or else I'm going to slap a little fatigue on you. So you probably brought some of the
Okay.
NyQuil, some of the stuff that's in pill form, and of course, living in Texas, you're never
Yep.
far from a little jug, a little carry along of water. So we'll say you take your second. You can do that 4 times a day, I think.
Right.
And hopefully you will get greater efficacy from this second dose. As boy, whew, you really were feeling kind of woozy and struck with just a miasma of exhaustion. So you
Mhm.
pop a couple of those pills, you
It
swirl it around a little bit. You think it would be maybe a little bit inappropriate for Ava to rub some more Vicks Vapor Rub on you at this point, but maybe later. There's always later. And you're already
I'm
starting to think,
sure he would
what if I'm
greatly appreciate it.
what if I'm too woozy to drive? Oh, I may have to call Erica to come get me. I can't drive a
Oh
Vespa
no.
feeling like this.
Ava
Mm.
can.
I can.
Sophia the Sign, by order of Pinebox Police Department, in league with the Israeli emissaries and the German uh, relations um, department, has closed this house. The premises are considered under investigation. Unlawful entry will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Shep, um,
Yeah.
it feels like you are about to keel over when your tante is standing next to you, and in some way, seeing her bolsters your support, almost like she keeps you standing. She keeps you from sort of pitching backwards onto your back. You are assaulted by a vision. You are in what looks to be some sort of a garage, an empty garage. It does not have um, shelves in it or anything of that sort. It has 2 round tables or pedestals. It's hard to say, for they are covered with some sort of fabric, a tablecloth. Each one carries some sort of an urn. You are being beset upon by a hideous, man-sized, desiccated form. Its lips curled back. Its skin is dry and brittle. Its lips peel back, forming a sort of a rictus grin. Its eyes are glowing, hateful, malevolent pinpoints of light and extreme intelligence. He is naked, and he looks undead. He looks like a zombie. He is totally and completely hairless, and it looks like his skin is flaking off. He wheels back and backhands you, Shep, and you feel the force of it strike your head, snapping your neck as you spin and tumble off to the side. There is an eerie glow from some sort of set of candles in sconces, or maybe large candelabra. Your friends are there. There is another woman there that you don't recognize. Pretty, a brunette, ponytail. Behind you looms something about 8 or 9 feet tall and broad, smelling of earth and loam. You snap out of it. You're back in the cul-de-sac.
Is he like sprawled out on the street?
His hand is out as if something is keeping him standing up, for he looks mildly shaken, but there's nothing there.
I would come back after reading the door.
Dante,
And
is that the is that what's haunting the kids?
wait, what's happening? Shep, are you okay? You don't look so good.
Do you need to sit down?
Sitting down looks good. Look, a good
Yeah.
idea, Shep, as I add a Benny to your tray. Um,
Oh, I will guide him over to the Vespa so he can sit on it. So what's going on? What's wrong?
Let me pull up
The
tokens.
vision.
Oh,
It was horrible.
visions? What did you see? What's going on? Are you good to go home? Maybe we should go home.
Yeah, maybe I was a little too hasty. We should get you home.
Oh,
Yeah, undead, uh, bald and naked zombies.
Oh, not another one.
oh no.
A brunette with a ponytail. I'm not sure who she is, but
Brunette.
my
Um,
friends were there.
Huh. Oh.
Make a spirit roll. Oh, you know what? That was a
What?
9. That was a 9 on that spirit roll. That is a success with a raise. Not only was she pretty, with her hair pulled back in a ponytail, she looked like she was wearing combat fatigues, but without that real pronounced leaf design. More like heavy-duty combat khakis, various shades of yellow and tan, and she had a gun in a holster. Your Tante says, "I can sense it, Malpatishu. I can sense it. There is great evil, great, at that house. Can you not see it? A a black cloud surrounds it. I hear the screams of 100 voices begging to be set free. Be careful, mon petit chou. Be careful." She vanishes.
Maybe it needs to be burned.
Huh?
Oh God, it's right there.
What?
What's right there?
Oh,
no,
I see. I see a token. I don't know if I'm
that is
supposed to see it.
That's
that is
Tante.
his
Oh, okay.
that is his guardian.
I just
That's the first
That
time
we
I've noticed.
cannot see.
Okay.
I derive such perverse pleasure from finding these images and making tokens of them that I have to drop her down whenever
It's
I deign that it is time for her
What's
to
funny is
appear.
the only person on the map besides her. It looks like she's stalking Sophia.
Uh,
All right. Well, we'll go back home. You can rest some more, and then hopefully by tomorrow night you'll feel better, and you won't have to be so sickly when we come to help poor Miss
Okay.
Gray. Come on.
It broke my neck. The zombie is
Oh
powerful.
no!
It's major evil.
we
This
will
is
be
as
prepared.
In the
this is as
house?
bad as the going into one of the slaveholder plantations in Louisiana.
Oh,
It's major bad juju.
We have a few gallons
yeah,
of holy water. I'm
we
sure we can
do.
do something with it.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
We
Mhm.
definitely still have that holy water. Guys, we
Shep,
should go to the dollar store, get water guns, fill it with those
Oh,
holy water.
again
I
with
like how you're thinking.
that success with a raise, you saw Sophia crumbled on the ground next to you, while Ava was off to the side sifting through the contents of one of those odd shaped urns that was on that round table or pedestal. And again, you sensed a malevolent, earthy presence behind you at the point of time where you were propelled through the air.
Mm.
How do you wish to return home? 2 vehicles, 3 of you.
I'm going to drive
Okay.
my Vespa, so that way he could be just behind, because yeah, it could be a 2-seater. Just do the thing, since he's completely just
Kind of out of
limp. The poor boy is so limp.
Sophia, I
And
would like you
see,
to make a driving roll
Me?
at -1. Yes.
Okay.
and my little Vespa is
Nee.
yeah. I'll just have a ship just lean over like, ugh.
A 4 is a success. It's
You
harder
can
to
smell the
yes.
Vicks.
It's harder to drive with Shep on the back. His weight distribution is just different. His center of gravity is higher. And whereas Ava, if you said, "Look, keep your feet, on the rail and don't stick them out and touch the ground," Shep's having a hard time not doing that. Like when you lean a little bit to one side, his 2 physical reactions are, 1, to grip you a little more tightly, and 2, darned if he
Yeah.
doesn't put his feet down and try to touch the pavement like he's afraid he's going to get pitched over.
God, this is like driving with Erica.
But you are
I
successful.
find better than Erica.
You are successful in returning home.
Oh my god.
And that is
Nothing
where
It's
like
not that
that.
bad.
You see Shep kind of sink to the ground in the lawn and just start head down praying.
It's like, oh, sweet, sweet ground.
you don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the rush of air blowing past you as you drive home as an occupant on the back of this bike. But you do start to feel better.
Yeah.
The air cools you a little bit. You're reflecting upon just the odd vision that you had sitting there on the front lawn and the sidewalk. And the medication probably kicks in and has a lot to do with it.